Terraforming and stellar metamorphosis. This is a big idea. It was invented back in the day, to say you can have a planet and make it into a habitable planet by making it like Earth, Terra. So you take Mars and you do things required to make the atmosphere and temperature and everything like Earth. It says here, terraforming happens naturally as an end product of stellar evolution, as is covered via the general theory of stellar metamorphosis. Terraforming, literally Earth shaping, of a planet, moon, or other body is the hypothetical process of deliberately modifying its atmosphere, temperature, surface topography, or ecology to be similar to the environment of Earth to make it habitable by Earth-like life. This is really, really cool. But the problem is that we have terraforming as being something that's human-centered. I don't think terraforming is human-centered. I think Mother Nature does it naturally, obviously because we're on Earth. But to look at Earth as being an evolutionary construct, we understand that terraforming is something that happens from an earlier gas-like and plasmatic star. Here I have terraforming, literally Earth shaping of a planet, moon, or other body, is the process of a hot star moving through all stages of evolution, naturally changing in atmospheric composition, temperature, surface topography, and ecology, and strength of its global magnetic field to be similar to the environment and structure of Earth, but not completely Earth-like. The gravitational field would be stronger or weaker depending on how much mass was lost via the process of stellar evolution, and how quickly relative to other stars it has evolved. Here I've written, Earth-like does not mean Earth exactly, obviously, because the mountains would be different, there'd be different amount of water in different places, things like that, how thick the atmosphere would be over time. As well, it is understood by utilizing the general theory of stellar metamorphosis that forming life hosting worlds is a natural process which occurs inside of evolving stars as they cool and die. This is also known as planet formation. One star makes one planet. They're the same thing. They're called astrons. This new understanding therefore supersedes the paradigm that man deliberately forms anything of significance, meaning anything of significance. There's no way we'd be able to terraform Mars. Okay, Mother Nature already did that, and Mars is now inhospitable to life. And that the significant processes in the galaxy are natural, not human-centered. I think it's a big thing. A lot of scientists these days, they try to make everything human-centered. Like, oh, humans, we can do so much of the world. No, we're insignificant when it comes to stars and galaxies and things like that. We're basically nothing compared to that stuff. But that's the ego of scientists these days. They're very, very egotistical. But anyways, using this new concept from an outdated one leads us to understand that all stars are in some stage of terraforming, meaning forming an Earth-like habitable world with life on it, by the way. Life is also a byproduct of stellar evolution as well. Or disintegration from an Earth-like composition and atmosphere, as well as losing its protective features such as a strong global magnetic field, its position relative to a hotter host, and the internal atmospheric feedback mechanisms such as water, rain, as a feedback mechanism. The author has been made aware of the paradigm of making nature human-centered. This will fail us. We must humble ourselves before Mother Nature. She does the terraforming naturally. We are just observers. And that's what we should always be. We should be the observers. We shouldn't be trying to interfere with other star systems or other species. We should, if we go out and travel the universe, travel the galaxy eventually, this is going to be the number one purpose of our interactions. We should only be observers. We should not interact with other species, and we should just watch from a distance. But there you go, terraforming. And the reason why I wanted to do this is because we have old ways of looking at things that don't actually help us and kind of make it to where our egos get the best of us. And that's one of the big problems I see with a lot of scientists these days, is that their egos get the best of them. They think that because they were in college for so long, or because all these people around them believe in the same thing, that somehow there's some type of reality to their beliefs. But that's the thing about being in large groups. You don't know when some of your beliefs are half true or untrue. You just go along with the crowd, and that's very, very dangerous because you miss very important things, and groupthink takes over, and cultural things take over, and tradition takes over, and that's not healthy inside of the scientific establishment. What's healthy is to make sure that you always look at everything from different points of view, that you always consider alternatives, that you always are searching for a new, better understanding of the world around you. All right, today is February 13th, 2016. Hopefully this helps people out a little bit.